Wrong button. Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Cough. So today is a new day. We're ready. I'm ready. Morning stretch. I watched a lot more of that dating program. First dates. It's really such a interesting, stupid TV show. I mean, obviously, it doesn't contribute anything to like the benefit of mankind. It's a TV show about humans dating each other. But I don't know. I find it intriguing, like to see human behavior. Oh, it's always fascinating. Good morning, Eric. Atski. How's it going? Kuru. Today I did another type of palette. See if there is any difference. Um, I think it can be cool to experiment to see what that does. So, topic? Oh, but let's get it going. Hey, dear Bard. I don't know. Maybe it's your browser. Have you tried another browser? Maybe it's your browser. Maybe antivirus program. I don't know what it can be. Hey, thanks, Janelle Jumalone. That's a weird nickname. Thanks for the host. Um, hey, good morning, passenger. Hellraiser's low. Good morning. Okay, let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's roll the dice and let's see which one it is. Kuru's calling 4. It's 5. So number 5 is, I think it is, if I'm seeing it correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alms win with Werecat Rocker. Alms wins again. All right. That should be switched on. Timer. All right, now we're going. We're on our way. So, Werecat Rocker. Werecat. Hmm. Okay, I'm seeing. gonna uh, gonna try to capture idea like the specific pose. Werecat. Actually, no. I'm gonna change my idea and I'm gonna have it sitting on a branch, somewhat the same pose. Bearcat Rocker though. I don't know. I think I'm gonna just add like lots of piercings in it. I think the pose is again the same. Just a matter of let's experiment here a little bit. Okay, let's experiment and see with how to set up the light. By the way, I really dig in the thumbnails you guys are posting and working on the Discord for the 2-week challenge. It's great to see. Really, really fun to see that you guys are like so dedicated. Hey, Sea Glass, thanks for the host. And Noviorg, thanks for the host. Good morning, Captain Jetlag. TMH Laba, Master 777, and Rogue 13 Polycount, thanks for the host. Makes me very happy. Happy, happy, happy. I really gotta look into outer hosting as well. I would really want to find some really cool streamers. So I'm thinking of on Discord making a channel specifically for other people's streams, because I want to set it up so that it auto hosts as well, because I'm on a specific time every day and throughout the day. Otherwise, I mean, I assume you can have, like, if someone is live, you can just broadcast that to others, right? But I think that would, yeah, I have to do some research about that. But that would be cool. I think that would be great. If that's doable, I don't even know, but this is I'm really happy I stumbled on the Gambit Mask thing. It makes things interesting again, like a challenge of its own. I started, or it has started. We worked on a game called Lawbreakers, and it's currently in beta, and they're starting to show more and more content of what we worked on, which is a lot of fun. Lawbreaker is a game from Cliff Basinski, or whatever his name is, the guy that came up with Unreal and Gears of War. It's his own indie studio. I mean, it's no, I mean, the people in dealing with us, haven't shown or accredited us publicly, but I mean, the guy is writing, in public all the time that we're working on it. I assume it's okay. But yeah, it's fun to see. Obviously, I can't show, but it's really cool to see that things are starting to roll out. Starting to see more and more of that. It looks like a really fun game. I will definitely play it when it comes out. I talked to Passenger yesterday, and we were talking about good old days. Bill Burr has this. Bill Burr is a stand-up comedian, an American stand-up comedian. He has this joke about people saying that they wish that they did a hair transplant 10 years ago, and his joke is like, no, you don't. 10 years ago, they more or less stapled ant legs to the top of your head. Um, that being said, me and Passenger were talking about a lot of people are always saying, "Oh, it was so much better before." You know, it isn't really so much better before. Uh, you you just like wish that you could take how it was before and and apply it today, right? There's so much bad of how society and science and all these things looked like before. It's not, like a lot of diseases were, if you got them, you died. Nowadays, there's so much more cures. The evolution of medicine and science is staggering, like exponential growth of knowledge throughout the world. And a lot of people saying, "Oh, I wish it was like before," you know, yeah, I'm not sure. There's a huge chance that if we had a time machine, like a global time machine, could uh, turn back time to all those people, with nostalgia saying, "Oh, I wish things were like they were before," they would probably regret it. But it was a fun discussion to have about, that a lot of a lot of people always want it to be like it was before. You hear it all the time, like, "Oh, these new things, and uh, it was really great back then." I mean, I'm guilty of that as well, talking about, for example, the um, forum days, how it was so good. Um, but in my defense, I'm not trying to make a forum again, you know, because of making a forum again and trying to recreate how it was, it's not going to work. It's a very dated, and it was great for the time, but technology and people and the way we think has moved on from that. You know, can't really try to hold on to it. Captain Jetlag, yeah, it's 2 weeks more or less. This Saturday that there was past weekend was the feedback for the 2 week challenge. So it more or less just started. So you got 1.5 week or something. Um, Yeah, but the whole nostalgia thing is interesting. Captain Jet Lag, yeah, absolutely. Like you forget about the bad things. You just remember the good things because that's, you know, human human mind for you. It's exactly that way, you know, that just ignore the bad things, uh, and remember the good. So I mean, this looks more like a rat. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, nostalgia is it's tricky. Really try not to be nostalgic, um, but certain things I know are was great. You know, like, oh, this game or that movie, and so on. But it needs to be in the memory most of the time. I like if you try to go back, let's say, go back and play Super Mario, or go back and watch an 80s movie that you thought was so good as a kid. Uh, Sadly, that illusion is going to break because it just can't hold up to um, modern standards. The standards of, if, for example, let's say making a movie is so different now from what it was 20 years ago or 30 years ago. You know, it's day and night. And I've gone back to watching old movies of favorites, and I wish I hadn't because it ruins the illusion of them. That's a great mindset, Sofa Strangler. Captain Jetlag. No, I think it's just I think it's a result of time, right? I don't think necessarily it's because of the era or the specific, you know, this year things are only nostalgic. You know, that doesn't make any sense. Um, I think it's just a matter of time. You know, like you're in a specific mood, you're experience a thing at a certain time that um, without no, I lost my train of thought. Kuru, you drag the canvas to the edge of the Photoshop and you see a blue rim appearing, and then if you release it, then it'll lock. What was it gonna was attempting to say about? Yeah, the I think it's just a matter of something that matters to you at the time. Of course, you're gonna make a connection to it and bond with it, um, and it's gonna become special for you. And I think that doesn't matter at what point. I think it's just a matter of time. that passes from that point that you watch it, that creates nostalgia, right? Oh, or like, oh, I remember I was 20 and I was happy because blah blah blah. I watched the movie, which was great, and you know, like, oh, those times were great. But the same thing, like, if you become jaded and hate your life at 30, you're probably not going to have that many memories or be nostalgic about that time when you're 40, because you're not cherishing the moment, and you're not opening yourself for the moment where you know you can create lasting memories that are you hold high, right? And I think that is the key to if you want to have nostalgic memories, is just engage in life and engage in what you do to and have fun doing it, you know, and you're definitely gonna have great memories and you can be nostalgic about them. But if you're just kind of just walking around being annoyed, it might not serve you that well. You know, it's gonna be hard to have nostalgic memories of great scenarios in your life or experience. I mean, video games, for example, that you remember with nostalgia, like, oh man, I love doing this, or that game was so awesome. It was because you were happy and you engaged in it and it connected to you. And it's just random. Everyone has their own nostalgic memories. And they're personal. And I think time doesn't have any, or a specific period of time, as in the 80s, etc., have any like special about it. It's just that you at that time connected. I mean, probably because for me in the 80s, I born in the 80s. Um, there was a lot of new things for me happening, and new experiences. But I mean, I can still be nostalgic about things after that. You know, for example, I'm nostalgic about Open Canvas, that painting program that was very popular at around year 2000. I mean, enough time have passed where you can be nostalgic about it. I mean, I'm not nostalgic about that fantastic ice cream I ate yesterday. You know that you can't be nostalgic about that because time hasn't passed enough. Oh, Baldur's Gate with awesome games. Yeah, those are you can definitely be nostalgic about. They have enough time have passed uh, for you to be for me to be nostalgic about Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is awesome. Now and then, this completely different topic. I open my cat's mouth to look inside. Um, they have so tiny teeth. Their teeth are minuscule. Rambling with time. 10 minutes left. Oh shit! The time is moving really, really slow today. Now, because I'm aware of it, it's going to start running faster. Yeah, I think nostalgia is just anchor point in your life where you're happy, probably, and open for most experiences. Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously, the more responsibilities you have, the harder it is to be able to have great experiences. You know, because you're worried about X, you're worried about Z, all these things you got to do. You just don't have time to have new imprints. I think it's important though to like again, me and Dennis, passenger, talked about nostalgia, etc. And it's so important to remember that you need to calm down and relax and don't worry about too many things, and there's only that much you can do in the world, or that much change you can do in the world. Uh, Most important, obviously, is one's life and your family's life and everyone in the immediate vicinity's well-being, and how they are living and how you are living with them, and whoever is president in another country far away. I mean, in our instance, you know, okay, you can be worried or you can think about it, but big picture, what can you do? And all that happens is that you just worry more and more, and take a stance politically or whatever, and then that's it. You keep from enjoying life. You're being kept from enjoying life, and you're open yourself to be having great experiences in a way, because you're worried about things that don't care about. I've always tried to not to do that. I always try to be a bit freer, and I have the mindset of a lot of things will solve themselves. And like, for example, the past is the past. You can't do anything about it. The most important is like what you do next and all these things. Kuru. Well, it depends on what you do as well, of course. I mean, just because you don't have lots of responsibilities doesn't mean that automatically you're going to have a lot of great experiences. You got to go and do things, and uh, allow things to happen. For example, I mean, my point being is if you don't have a lot of responsibilities, which means you are freer to do things that you might not be able to do if you had more responsibilities, as in, oh, I have to always be here at 6 o'clock because, you know, whatever reason that might be. And if you don't have that responsibility, it means that, oh, well, you can be somewhere else at 6 o'clock. And I mean, but if you're just sitting on your chair at 6 o'clock, I mean, nothing changes. But you have the option to change the situation, because you don't have a responsibility to have to be somewhere or have to do something. You know, that's where I think uh, a huge difference is. But you gotta try to do at least. Green squares appearing on my monitor. I don't think there should be any green squares on my monitor. Hey, Kuiba, good morning. The feeling of vacation. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That that itself is like, ah, perfect. Like, oh, I don't need to do anything today. I can go and eat an ice cream. You know, oh man, it's great. I mean, for that nostalgia definitely happens. You know, like, oh, remember that vacation? Oh, that vacation was so good. And you become nostalgic about it. Just because, you know, the opportunity there to relax and don't think about too many things and just be in a state where imprinting and and remembering things in a good light, uh, that happens more, you know. Yeah. You get a lot of nostalgic memories throughout your life if you. But it sounds like that you shouldn't care have responsibilities, but I think that's not correct either. I mean, you gotta have responsibilities. You gotta have contrast in life, and you know, if you don't have any, let's take the hypothetical situation where you don't have any responsibilities. What would you do then? Well, I think then contrast is the thing that's going to make you remember events, right? Because that's in theory what happens when you don't have responsibilities, that you allow yourself to have new experiences and contrast in your life. Hey, Svensson, good morning. Captain Jetlag, yeah, illness is always annoying, or being stuck in a situation, whether it be through illness or whatever reason might be. A lot of people, especially us artists, in the way we approach art, I think it's very important to remember that we gotta go and have experiences, and have a point of view, and experience things that ignites some thought. Um, Worst is if you, as I think, or as if you think about it with a open mind, that you might, let's say you're the most technical artist out there that does boring art. You know, how much fun is that? Or maybe you're a little bit sloppier artist, but you have a really interesting point of view. That's just something worth thinking about as well. And that uniqueness of that point of view, because of experiences, or because of opinions, or because of nostalgic memories, or because of whatever it can be. So it's important to, I think, if you have a hard time having experiences, and if you have the ability without, for example, having not a lot of obligations to do something, or what the word? I don't remember the word. Well, anyways, that if you're free to have experiences, try to schedule it in. You know, make sure that you go out, or you go on events, or make a budget for it, so that at least once a month you go and experience something, or group activity, or just there's always something to do for a lot of people, even people that don't know anyone. And I think it's really important to experience things. I made sure to have a lot of experiences in my life. I mean, obviously my life isn't over yet, but so far. All right. This is what it ended up looking like today. A little bit weird. Not super duper happy about it. That was a very old choice of words, super duper. Good choice of words, Bjorn. Anyways. Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit radish, but it's a whole where I don't know. It is what it is. Kuro, just it's easy to go and try. You know, there's always group activities, like you can go and climb, and there's always people there. You know, or you know, there's always opportunity. Not enough excuses. Thanks, Kuro. Glad you like it. I'm not sure about it myself, but it's a good warm up. It's a good warm up. Made me think, made me question things, approach, etc. So it has a purpose. Uh, all right, everyone have a fantastic day. A good night if you're in that part of the world. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.